Hello peoples! In today's video we're going to take a look at the Redeemer in the PTU and see how it does in a couple of short engagements. I will be going up against mostly small and a few medium ships, but overall it was impressive. Once I get my rep up in the PTU, I'll be able to do some of the ERT missions so that we can see how it will fare against a hammerhead. But that'll be a little bit later on. As always, if you like and enjoy the content, then please hit the like button, the notification bell, and subscribe to the channel. If you're new to Star Citizen, you will find a referral code in the video description below to get 5,000 free UEC when you open a new account. Don't pass it up. Grab yourself a nice tasty beverage of your choice and a snack. I'm going to go with leftover Halloween candy. I got to get rid of that stuff. Sit back, relax, and let's see what the Redeemer can do. So let's hop on to Erkul and check out the default loadout for the Redeemer. We have two size 4 fixed weapons underneath pilot control. These are the C788s. We also have two size 5 man turrets. Each turret has two size 5 weapons. The default loadout is ballistic Gatlings. These are beastly little weapons. We also have two sets of remote turrets. They have two size 3 weapons each, and the chin turret up in the front can be controlled by the pilot when it is not being controlled by a separate gunner. So that gives the pilot access to a total of 4 weapons, two size 4 and two size 3. And the chin turret is obviously can be auto gimbaled. We have a couple of missile racks here for a total of 16 size 2 missiles. They are bespoke, you won't be able to change those out. And then we have a set of size 3 components. So two size 3 shields, everything else is size 3, what you would expect for a combat gunship like this. If you look at our stats, our EM and IR signature is through the roof. 21,000 K or 21,000 meters is what your detection range is on the EM. So you're definitely not going to be sneaking up on anyone in this ship, but this ship doesn't need to sneak up on anyone. It's just going to come scare the bejesus out of you and then probably, in all honesty, melt you away. That's what it's going to do. That's what it's designed to do, and it does it pretty good. So what we're going to do here is just do some test fire of some of these default weapons. I did change out the remote turrets for repeaters, and I changed out the C788s for Rhino repeaters as well, because I just felt that would be more appropriate. You can see the ballistic Gatling gun going off there. The farther out the target is, the more spread out your burst from the ballistic Gatlings is going to be. So you're going to want to try to use that once the target gets in, I would say about 2,000 meters out. You have a little bit longer range than that with the ballistic Gatlings, but in all honesty, if you want to have directed firepower on a target, wait till you're about 2,000 meters or closer. Now, what we're going to do is run through some quick missions here. The first one is going to be to see how the Redeemer is going to handle against a light fighter. Also, we're currently working up our rep in the bounty hunting missions, so we're going to be dealing with LRTs and all that kind of stuff. So I've put all of my weapons into the same group just to make it real simple. Notice that the Panthers have 215 rounds. That's pretty good. We get a missile fired at us, and my turret gunner, who is Hammer Dookie, everybody knows him from the past, so he thought he'd try and shoot down the missile. He didn't, but we did avoid it, no problem. And that's probably going to be one of the more common things that you're going to see is missile spam at you, because you're like a big Christmas tree, so they're going to fire as soon as they can. So as you can see here, we're coming in on an Aurora LN. Pretty difficult target to hit head on, and we didn't have much of a problem here. Of course, there was a boatload of rounds going down range. Hammer Dookie did a pretty good job with his turret, and of course with the repeaters that we have in the front here, it was no problem. So we're on to the second target here. This one's going to be an M50, again another one that's kind of hard to hit. We decided to go after that one. It's not the primary target, but it was in close. Hammer Dookie opens up from his turret. And as you can see, even though we're at about 2,000 meters, he was able to pepper that target, and that's that spread pattern that's occurring. You can see it does spread out there the farther out that it goes, and that's actually an advantage against this smaller ship. As it starts to close in on the distance, I'm able to get the repeaters on it. Notice here that we've got some rounds coming in. That's not from the turret gunner. That's a second target behind us. You're going to see that it starts coming across the top there. That's actually a Eclipse, I believe. We've got some missiles coming in. Hammer Dookie with the turret takes out the target behind us. I concentrate on the target in front. So that's one of the things that's a big advantage here, obviously, is you've got the ability to engage multiple targets at the same time. As you can see here, the M50 did not prove to be much of a threat. Neither did the Eclipse behind us, and that's to be expected. They're not exactly big dogfighting type ships, but still, multiple targets were engaged fairly quickly. We took a couple missile rounds to the ship, and the shields didn't even really blink. So now we're going to move on to our next target, and in this one it's going to be a Mustang Delta. I decided to switch my gimbal to auto assist, and we've also swapped out the turret weapons, so we're using the M7A lasers in the top turret. And as you can see, as this thing is shooting, it's actually shaking the cockpit from the size of the weapons. Before I can even get within range to use my own repeaters, of course, Hammer Dookie sitting in the turret has managed to wipe out that target. So now we're on to the next. This one's going to be a little bit more of a tank type target with a MISC Freelancer. And as we close in on this, there's actually going to be multiple targets here to show you that this is more than capable of taking on multiple targets at the same time with no problem. So as we pass by, I bank around. Of course, Hammer Dookie in the turret is banging away, and before I can even get my guns up around on the other side, he's already taken it out. Now we're going to switch over to the next target. This one here is going to be another Mustang Delta. I get a chance to exercise my trigger finger and quickly vaporize that one. Now it's important to remember that I only have one gunner in my turret. This isn't even fully manned, so it's going to be frightening when you're dealing with a Redeemer that's fully manned. So here we're going after a Saber. The Saber doesn't pose much of a problem either. I'm able to actually keep my guns on it. So the Redeemer's got a little bit more maneuverability than I thought it would have for a ship this size. That might get adjusted a little bit, I think, but it's definitely not bad. It's not crazy maneuverable. It sits kind of in between, I would say, like an MSR and a Drake Cutlass. That's kind of like where it kind of sits. But here we're going to go after a Cutlass Black. And for all you Drake Cutlass guys, if you see a Redeemer, I'm going to tell you right now, just turn around and full burn away as fast as you can, because this is about how long you're going to last. That fast. Yeah, this is a beast. This is definitely a beast. So this is going to be our last mission. Now, one thing that you can do to kind of even the odds as far as your signal strength goes is do a ping. They're going to see you coming, so there's no risk of, not surprising them. And that will reveal some of these targets that are outside your sensor range, so you can kind of know what to expect. I find that kind of helped me out plan the engagement as far as what I wanted to go with. As you can see here, we're liquidating targets pretty quickly. We've got multiple targets all at the same time. I think this is an MRT mission. We're going after the Saber, despite the fact that it's got 4 size 3 guns. It never gets close enough. Again, I've got a pretty good turret gunner with Hammer Dookie there, so he's able to basically blast it before it gets within any kind of range where those size 3 guns would come into play. And then, of course, it just gets melted with the size 4 and the size 3 pilot-controlled guns. So now we're going after the third target in this group, which is the Stalker. As you can see, he doesn't last very long either. And that's pretty much it. We're done. So I'm really looking forward to when we go and take this up against something like a Hammerhead. But before we do that, here's some suggestions as far as how I'd probably outfit this ship. So I Start with the CF447 Rhinos, the repeaters, because they're going to give you a lot better ability to deal with incoming fighters, particularly the smaller, faster fighters. I would change my top turret to a laser cannon, and I'd probably go with the Omni Skies here. You're going to see that the range is a little bit less than what I thought it was going to be. It's 2,800 meters, but the projectile speeds and the damage, the alpha damage, particularly of that laser cannon, one hit, man, you're going to vaporize a lot of stuff. It gives you unlimited ammo. It's, as you can see, Hammerduki didn't have much of a problem hitting targets at that 2,800 meter range because they're trying to come in and close with you. So, you know, they're not moving around that much. Don't let them get in close because then you're going to be in trouble. For that bottom turret, I would go with a ballistic cannon as well. I would replace the Gatling, mostly because of, again, the single alpha damage. They're both comparable in their projectile speeds and the distance that they have, which is 2,800 meters. But you're going to take more rounds from the Gatling to be able to hit before you take out that target versus that one round from the ballistic cannon. Again, on a larger target, that's going to be pretty impactful. On a smaller target, it's just going to vaporize it provided you hit. As far as the missiles, I would swap them all out for probably the Dominator 2 missiles because I prefer those. And then I would upgrade all of my components to the Class A components, all military grade, because I like the responsiveness and the extra power and all that. That's how I would do it. There's a couple different ways that you could definitely kit this ship out. I'm interested to know what you guys think. So if you can, put a comment in the comment sections here. Let me know what you guys think of the Redeemer. Do you like it? Do you hate it? How would you outfit it to do the missions that you want to do? I can definitely see this becoming a fan favorite for any, VHRT, ERT. If you've got 2 or 3 people that you're flying with, this is going to become the ship of choice, I think. It's a beast. That's all I can say about it. Well, till next time, take care.